Hey friends, welcome back to another video. So we about to get rocking and rolling with this easy cube bed. I'm actually about to harvest just about everything in this bed, and then I'm gonna go ahead on and amend the soil. I can't remember what I told y'all my plan was for the easy cube, but I got a new plan because I'm almost for certain I didn't tell y'all this was the plan. So I plan on doing two pepper plants, one Melrose like in the back, and then another pepper plant, which is gonna be the shishito, on the other side, and then I'm gonna do a mammoth deal plant, and then I'm gonna do a cucumber plant. So that's the plan for this bed. I don't plan on putting nothing but 4 plants in here. The reason why I'm on bumblebee, y'all, it's something about bumblebees. I know that they're good for the garden, but when they get the buzzing and stuff, I know why it's all up on me because I'm sweet like honey. But come on, bumblebee. Now, anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't want to put too much in this bed because the cucumber plant, it's the pickle bush variety that I plan on growing, and I told y'all that in another video. And I'm gonna put a tomato cage to help contain it, and then the pepper plant, the Melrose one, get bigger than the shishito pepper plant. So I don't want to take up too much space in this bed and have everything overcrowded, because if we overcrowd it, then it's going to bring on a bigger risk for like disease and things like that. And the reason why I'm putting the dill plant is because that's a good companion plant with our cucumbers, and it also helps with deterring pests, and it brings along the good pollinator. So that's the reason why I want to do it that way. So I have also started hardening off our pepper plant. So y'all know I've been started harvesting off this one. This is gonna be the first one that goes into the easy cube bed. This is our, what we hope is the Melrose pepper, and if it's not, I'm growing some more Melrose pepper seeds, so it's okay. And it actually has already started to put on the little buds and stuff, so I got quite a few on here actually. So I kind of want to get this in a bed just so it can go ahead on and reach its full potential, because I feel like it's being in this small container is kind of limiting what it's able to do. And I did start this pepper plant on January the 2nd. So this was one of my first ones that I started, and this was the only one that actually survived from that batch. And these are our other pepper plants. I actually started hardening these off yesterday. Now my thing with these is they done started getting attacked by aphids, but what I've been doing is just spraying them off. Really, my pepper plants, they have been getting attacked by aphids for a good little minute now, but I just come in and spray them off with some water and kind of keep it moving. This one right here, it got quite a few on there, and then sometimes I'll just use my finger and just smash them and just roll it off and be done with it. That's all I kind of been doing. So I just been kind of keeping a close eye on this. I plan to go ahead and put them in a separate pot of their own, or separate cell of their own, between today, which is Sunday, and Tuesday. So I want to go ahead on and get these separated. The only one that's in a cell by itself is going to be this one right here, and then the one in the middle. The rest of them, oh, and then one right here and one right here. So really most of them is in a cell by themselves. The only one that needs to be, I didn't even notice that, y'all, till I just said that. The only one that needs to be separated is the one in this one, and then my one over here is two pepper plants in here. So I may be able to leave them in here for a little bit longer. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I've been watering them. I done started giving them fish fertilizer, and I've been bringing them outside to kind of harden them off to get used to the outside. Now, I just put them over here to harden them off just so they won't be in the harsh sun, because y'all know our backyard get actual full sun. And y'all know I usually don't like to harden off my ceilings, and I usually don't harden them off. But for the peppers, I was like, I'm going to go ahead on and harden them off. Now, what I really want to show y'all is our cucumber that we got in the greenhouse. It has germinated, and actually two of the seeds have germinated. So we got germination on our cucumbers. And if y'all wasn't with me when I started these cucumbers, these are actually the pickle bush variety. So they take about 52 days for harvest, and they don't get super big. So I think they're going to do really good in this Vago self-watering tomato planter. And then one more thing I want to show y'all, and then we're going to go ahead on and get started on our easy cube bed. Y'all know I'll be having to kind of give y'all little updates. This is what I wanted to show y'all. I kind of pushed our strawberries out of the direct sun, because we got strawberries and spinach growing in this. It was right here at first, which is on the edge of our patio, and this area always get a lot of sun. So I moved it out of the way and I pushed it over here. It's full sun right now in this area, but as the day goes on, it starts to get shaded over here. So that's why I decided to move it over here. And look at our spinach, y'all. Look how big our spinach has gotten already. And our strawberry that's starting to blush and get some red to it. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all like me showing y'all the progress of the garden every time I do new videos, because sometimes I feel like I'm showing y'all repetitive stuff, but it just has came along a little bit further. So y'all let me know in the comments if y'all are liking that, me kind of showing y'all the progress of everything, even though I showed y'all that in another video. So all right, let's get to work. Okay, so for our green onions, I was telling y'all that I don't use green onions a lot. So what I decided to do was I'm gonna make a green onion powder. I was actually trying to figure out a way I could actually use these green onions besides like for pest control, like as far as us being able to consume it. So I was like, you know what, let's do a green onion powder. I don't know what it tastes like. I've never done it before. I've never tried it before, but I can imagine it'll taste like regular onion powder, right, y'all? If y'all have ever made it before, y'all let me know in the comments. And I'm kind of leaving this little middle piece where the new growth coming in. I'm leaving that alone. I'm going to cut this one because it's kind of tall. But this little piece right here, I'm going to just leave it and let it continue to grow. Now, because I got two like right next to each other, for this one, I'm going to just cut the whole thing down. At the end of the day, I'm not going to have green onions taking over this whole bed. So that's what we're working. We're going to harvest this whole thing. And then I'm also go ahead and pull this whole kale plant. I'm just pulling the whole thing. So that's what it looks like. Now these pieces that's on here, they are definitely edible. So we're gonna take those. So what I'm gonna do, everything that I take that I wanna put in the compost, the tumbler composter, I'm gonna just put in this bucket and kind of take it down like that. And then we still have the root ball of our cabbage that we had harvest. So I'm gonna go ahead on and take that out. It's the root ball of our broccoli plant. Y'all, this stuff seemed like it break down pretty fast too, being in this bed. I don't know if y'all remember when I was telling y'all should I leave the base of the plant inside of our soil, but it broke down pretty good. This all that's left of it. And y'all know what I said I was gonna leave this, but I'm gonna pull it up because I got enough of them in this bed, and it'll be easier for me to amend this soil too. Got real healthy roots. And really, y'all, if y'all wanted to just move this somewhere else, y'all can just cut this down right here and bury this back, and you'll still continue to get green onions. Whew, green onion roots stronger than an ox. So this they still look like really healthy, really good roots. So again, y'all can plant these somewhere else if y'all wanted to. And while we doing this, what's some of y'all favorite recipes for green onions? I would love to know. I haven't seen where you can make like green onion chili oil, like use the chili flakes and stuff and then use the green onions, kind of like how they use with the when you eating ramen and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I can honestly say to y'all, just about everything I have grown inside of the Easy Cube, I don't have no complaints about nothing I've grown in here. Everything that I've put in this bed loves it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna finish harvesting everything that I plan on harvesting in this bed, and I'm gonna turn y'all back on once I'm done. All right, so as y'all can see, I have cleared this whole bed out. When I was working on this bed, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I was gonna leave both of those kale plants in the back just to let them grow for the spring, throughout the spring, but I decided to just leave one, which is this one right here in the corner. The reason why I pulled the other one, even though it's starting to get new growth on it, but when I was in here working through the soil, I noticed that it looked like something came through and kind of started attacking it from the inside. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but I will say this. I could have left it down because this plant is starting to get new growth on it, but I just decided to go ahead on and harvest off what I wanted off of this kale plant, and then I went ahead and pulled it. Now, this is my first time noticing something like this. Y'all see how this kale has shot off something from the side, and it's like multiple pieces of kale. It's almost like it was growing a whole new kale plant. I never seen it do that before, so that was interesting to see. So this is everything we're gonna take down to the composting bin. Now this is all the stuff that I went ahead and harvest. This was actually what I harvest from the kale plant that I just showed y'all. And then these are the green onions that I was able to get. And then this came from the other plant that's still in the bed. I harvested all of this off of that one. And I got some more little miscellaneous pieces of kale. And y'all, I found out about a week ago that kale is a brassica. I never knew that. All this time I was thinking it was just like a regular leafy vegetable. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a regular leafy vegetable. I didn't know it was in the brassica family. So that was something interesting to learn. I don't really get real big into the type of, I guess, the origin of the plants. I really don't get real big into that. So I guess that's why I'm just now finding out and just not realizing that it's a part of the brassica family. But do y'all feel like that's something important to know like the origin of the plant, if it's a brassica or if it's something else? Another thing that I just recently learned, because I'm looking down here in the compost, I didn't know you could put paper towels in compost. I was watching her name on TikTok is Terrence. I think it's Torrance Garden, and I seen her. She put some paper towel in her compost. I said, "What that girl doing?" And I went down the little rabbit hole, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So all this time I used to throw away the paper towel, y'all. These little miscellaneous pieces, I just dump it, pour it in there. It's a little bit of soil, but it's okay. I honestly feel like it's safe for me to go ahead on and start collecting these leaves that's over here. Because if y'all remember, I told y'all I was going to use these leaves as like a mulch for some of our beds. I'm thinking about go ahead and getting those leaves, not today though, basically getting those leaves and using it as a mulch for our onion bed. And it'll help with where I don't have to water so much too. Y'all, I said I wasn't going to show y'all nothing else, but look at our comfrey. Our comfrey has taken off. I'm talking about taking off. This was one of the best investments that I did last year, and it wasn't real expensive. I got it as a bare root from off Etsy. That thing's showing out, and the bees love it. I'm gonna go ahead on and add the green onion to the tomato planter that we got our cucumber in, and I'm gonna go ahead and amend the soil, but I'm gonna show y'all that once I'm done breaking these other plants down and putting them in the compost. I'll turn y'all back on. Okay, so we're just gonna dig a little hole. These are two ones that I decided to use. Cause I got a nice root system, but they're not, the root's not super big. So I'm gonna just put them down in here. Oh, we got another cucumber plant that's trying to peek his head up. And that mud buried deep. Let me show y'all. I don't want it in here because I'm not trying to grow that many in here. That's why I went on and pulled it. But look at that. Yeah, it was deep in there too. Just make sure all the roots are covered. I don't want to bury it way too deep. And then on this side, I'm gonna put another one. Hey friends, so it's future me. I wanted to pop on real quick because as I'm editing this video, I feel like it would have been better for me to add dill as a companion plant for this. Dill does bolt very easily, but I'm okay with it flowering because it will attract pollinators when I have the door open, and it'll also still have that strong scent. So I think I'm gonna add dill instead and take out these onion scraps. Think that look good? What y'all think? Let's go ahead and amend this soil, and then I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer after that. All right, y'all, so I'm back. We're about to go ahead on and get this soil amended. So in this bucket, I just got some perlite and some Happy Frog soil conditioner. The soil conditioner does have bat guano and earthworm castings, so I don't have to add any extra worm castings to this. I also have a 926 fertilizer, some perlite. I just filled this little pitcher up with perlite and some vermiculite. So let's go ahead on and get this mixed up. So what I like to do is I like to take whatever I'm using as like a filler and put it in some type of bucket and just mix it up. And then I add in whatever else that I'm trying to add in. This is the 926 fertilizer. I'm gonna just sprinkle some of that in here. I'm trying to show y'all about how much I use. This is a pretty big bed, so I'm gonna use a good amount. Then I'm gonna add the perlite. I'm gonna add about 2 handfuls of the vermiculite. So 1, 2. I don't have huge hands, but you know, it's a good amount. All right, y'all, so this is what we're working with. I'm gonna add a little bit more vermiculite to it. When I say a little bit, I'm gonna add 2 more handfuls. Yeah, I think they look pretty good. I was kind of battling with myself when I didn't have the camera on. I was gonna leave this little volunteer right here, but y'all, I don't even know what it is. And something that I have been learning is just because it volunteer don't mean you gotta put it to work. So what I mean by that is just because something pops up does not mean you have to keep it there to grow. And because I already had this bed planted out, just go ahead on and get rid of it. Add something to this side. And you could do this as like a top dressing, but I like to mix it in because that way I can kind of do a 2-in-1. Feel to see if I got like a root ball or something that still has not broken down yet. I'm able to feel for that and kind of get it out the way if I decide to do that. Or I can leave it in there just so it can break down. It's kind of a what you decide to do type of thing. And I like to have my soil full to the tippy top when I first start growing something, because y'all know it's going to eventually kind of settle down anyways. And sometimes like the little dead leaves like this, I sometimes leave them in there because I know it's going to break down. Then sometimes I just pull them out if it's just way too much. One thing I can say though, them green onion roots, they all through this bed. I'm gonna be honest though, y'all. I really wasn't expecting the green onions to get as big as they got. I was expecting them to stay skinny like they be in the store. And I'm not gonna plant anything in this bed today. I kind of want to get this bed a break because I've been planting stuff in it since we got this bed, like non-stop. Once I pull something, I'm adding something else to it. So I want to give it a little bit of a break. Even though I am ready to go ahead on and put that pepper plant in here. And when I say a break, y'all, it ain't gonna be no huge break. I'm thinking like 3 to 5 days before I add the pepper plant to this bed. I may not even need that other the remainder of that mixture. I think I'm gonna just kind of scoot this over here. Made a little bit too much, but it's okay. I can always use it for something else. Now, if y'all notice, I didn't go as deep as far as like breaking up the soil and digging into the soil on this side because I still have stuff growing in here and I don't want to disturb the roots too much. So when I do decide to pull this kale plant, I am going to get down in there and really dig deep and, you know, move stuff around the way I want to. And then I don't plan on leaving these green onions in here once I start to grow the peppers and the other stuff that I plan on growing in this bed. So once I pull these green onions, I plan on getting in there on this side as well, and really getting down in the soil to make sure it's not compacted in there, and just to make sure I don't have like no excess uh, roots down in there. I'm gonna add some water to this bed just to help it kind of settle in some, and that's gonna be it, y'all. That's it. That's all for today's video. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope, as I always say, I hope y'all was able to take something away from it. If y'all made it this far, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a, because it's so sunny out here today, leave a sun emoji if y'all made it to the end of the video. And if y'all feeling good today, leave a sunny emoji and a happy face emoji. Why not? And I'll see y'all in the next video.